T. Graham, do you remember the very first time you sang at the Opry?
Boy, it's been 40 years ago. I can't, you know, somebody else asked me that. I really can't exactly remember it. I can't remember who introduced me or any of that.
What's it like to go on the stage every time? Is the
It's the
excitement
most
still there?
awesome thing. It's hard to describe. I'll be standing in that circle out there, and sometimes I'll tell the crowd, I wish y'all could feel what it feels like standing on this stage. It's the only place, basically, that I still get a little bit nervous about. I don't get nervous about hardly anything. But boy, when you step out on the Opry stage, it's just a whole different ball game. It's another level up. It's amazing. It's just wonderful.
Any funny stories you remember that happened at the Opry or behind the stage? I mean, there's a lot that goes on. And
oh, well, golly, there's a lot of laughing going on, people walking around. We visit each other's dressing rooms. You know, there's lines of dressing rooms.
I've been behind there. It's a lot of
hallways.
fun.
And you stick your head in somebody's dressing room and slap them on the back, tell them you love them, and it's great. You know, one thing, a story, something comes to mind that I've always had at least a sax player, horns in my band, and always a sax player. And when we first started going out to the Opry, and I'm not going to say who was managing the Opry then, but I would always go up to him and ask if can I use my sax player tonight? And he would say, there's no horns on the Opry. There was a rule back then, no horns on the Opry. And then the next time I'd come, I'd go and say, can I use my sax player tonight? No horns on the Opry. And I came back, and I guess probably the third or fourth time, I always ask, can my sax player play tonight? T, there's no horns on the Opry, and if that policy changes, you'll be the first to know. So I remember that, getting scolded. But eventually they relaxed that rule.
Did you bring them back on?
Heck yeah, I have a sax on the Opry all the time, every time I go.